I cleaned out some storage. Here we go. It's time to play card sharks. All right, everybody. It's time now for episode 35 of the Card Chart Spending Cards game. And I'm ready to deal out the cards. Try to give away some more money. Here we go. $200. Your first card's a 4. All of it higher. 200 higher than the 4. Got it. 400. Good card. All of it lower. $400 lower than the queen. No. All right. Well, you lost 400. We're going to move the 400 up. What an ace. Lower. Yeah. Club Raider. 400 lower than the ace. Right. 800. Higher. All of it. 800 higher than the 3. Right again. Lower. 1,600 lower. The ace got it. 3,200. You got to bet at least 1,600 of it. Let's change that card. Which one? Number 2. Number 2. 10 is now a 6. You got to play. Got to bet at least 1,600 of it. All right, let's go for it. I'll bet 1,600 higher. 1,600 higher than the 6 it is. $48. I'm just trying to write this down. Key records. Put the $ here and I'll add it up later. $4,800. Not bad. Ready? Do it again. Ready? Cards have been dealt. We create 200. Your first card's a 4. All of it higher. 200 higher than the 4. Yep. 400. Let's change that card. Which one? Number 2. Number 2. The 9 is now a king. All of it lower. 400 lower than the king. You got it. 800. Okay, I'm gonna go half of it. Okay, $400 lower. $400 lower than the 7. No. You're down to 400, but we're gonna move the queen up and give you the other 400 you just lost. So you're back at $800. Be there. All of it lower. 800 lower than the queen. That has to happen sometime. Can't win the ball, right? 200 your first card's a 7. Let's change it. Which one? Number 2. Number 2. The 7 is now a king. All of it lower. 200 lower than the king. Got it. 400. Higher, all of it. 400 higher than the deuce. Right. 800. Ooh. Let's go for it. All of it higher. 800 higher than the 5. Right again. 1,600. We're going to move the 10 up and give you another $400. It's right now. 2,000. Ooh. Let's change it. Which one? Number 1. Number 1. 10 is now at 8. Ooh. Okay, you got 2,000. All right, I'll bet half of the money. 1,000 lower. $1,000 lower than the 8. Right. 3,000. Ooh. I'm still up there. Let's try 1,500 lower. $1,500 lower than the 7. Right. 4,500. Higher, all of it. $4,500 higher than the 5. Yeah. 9,000. Now the 10 becomes your new base card. It's moving up to the big bet. You gotta bet at least 4,500 of it. Change that card, number 3. 10 is now a king. Lower, baby. $9,000 lower than the king. Oh! Wow. Only card I can beat should have did. All right. Try again. 200. Your first card's a 4. Let's go for the broke. All of it higher. 200 higher than the 4. It is 400. I'd like to change that card. Which one? I would like number 2. Number 2. It is now a jack. Okay. We're going to go 400 lower. $400 lower than the jack. It is 800. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to bet half of the money. $400 that is lower. $400 lower than the 7? No. Lose 400, you're down to 400. But remember, we're going to give you the 400 back as we move it up the jack to the middle row, so you're at $800. All right, let's do it. All of it lower. 800 lower than the jack? No. 3 zeros in a row. Let's try again. Come on now. $200. Your first card's a 5. Let's go for it. $200 higher. $200 higher than the 5. It is 400. May I change that, please? You can. Okay, I'd like to change it. Which one? Let's try number 2. Number 2. Yes, it's now an ace. Ooh. All of it lower. 400 lower than the ace. You got it. 800. Ooh. Well, I'm up the middle, so I'm going to go half of the money lower. $400 lower than the 10. You're right. 1,200. We're going to move the 4 up now and give you another $400. You're now at 1,600. Okay, 4 is a good card. Let's go all of it higher. 1,600 higher than the 4. Push. No win, no loss. You still have 1,600. All of it higher. 1,600 higher than the 4. You got it. 3,200. All of it lower. 3,200 lower than the queen. No. That's 4 zeros in a row. Come on now. Here's cards of 9. Let's change it. Which one? Number 1. Number 1. 9 is now a 3. All of it higher. 200 higher than the 3. Push. No win, no loss. All right? All of it higher. 200 higher than the 3. Yeah. 400. Now you got to play. Now I have to play. Okay. $200 lower. $200 lower than the 9. Right. 600. We're going to move the 4 up and give you another $400. $1,000. Okay? I'd like to bet all of it higher. $1,000 higher than the 4. It is. $2,000. All of it lower. $2,000 lower than the queen. You got it. $4,000. Change that card. Which one? Number 3. Number 3. Woo! Ace, good one. All of it lower. $4,000 lower than the ace. Right. 8,000. Now we move the 7 up to the big bet. Gotta bet at least 4,000 of it. Let's change it with number two. Number two. Oh, all of it lower. For $8,000 is lower than the ace. You did it. Ah, $16,000. Needed that one. All right, here we go. Cards of adult. $200. Your first card's an ace. Lower. $200 lower than the ace. You got it. 400. I want to change that card. Which one? Number one. The 6 is now a 7. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. $200 lower. $200 lower than the 7. Yeah. 600. Ooh. 300 higher. $300 higher than the 5. You got it. Okay. 900. We're gonna move the 4 up, the 8 up, pardon me. I'll give you another $400. You now have $1,300. I want to change it. Which one? Number 3. Number 3. 8 is now a deuce. All of it higher. 1,300 higher than the deuce. You got it. 2,600. Okay. Let's go half of it. 1,300 lower. $1,300 lower than the 10. Right. 3,900. All of it higher. $3,900 higher than the 5. You got it. 7,800. The 7 becomes your new base card. We're going to move it up to the big bet. Let's change it with number 2. Remember, you got to bet at least half the money. The 7 is now with 3. All of it higher. 7,800 higher than the 3. You got it. 15,600. Now we're getting up there. All right. Cards have been dealt. 200 of your first cards are 6. Let's keep. Change that card. Number 2. Number 2. 6 is now a queen. Good card. All of it lower. $200 lower than the queen. You got it. 400. All of it higher. 400 higher than the 4. Yeah. 800. Oh boy. Well, I'm right up the middle, so let's go for it. $400 lower. 400 lower than the 9. Push. No win, no loss. You still have your 800. Okay. We're going to move the 9 up and give you another $400. So you're up to 1,200. Okay? I would like to change that card with number 1. Number 1. 9 is now with 8. Ooh, what are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to try $600 lower. 600 lower than the 8. No. Only bet half of it. All of it lower. 600 lower than the ace. You got it. 1,200. Ooh. I'll try $600 higher. $600 higher than the 7. No. You're down to 600, but you got to bet at least 300. All of it higher. Higher than the 3 for $600. You're right. 1,200. I'm nearly at the cards right now. 200 of your first card's a deuce. All of it higher. 200 higher than the deuce. You got it. 400. I want to change it. Which one? Number 2. Number 2. Since it's now a deuce. All of it higher. 400 higher than the deuce. You got it. 800. All of it higher. 800 higher than the 5. Yeah. 1,600. We're going to move up the 8 right now to give you the other $400. So you now have $2,000. Can I change that card? You can. Let's change it with number 1. Number 1. 8 is now a 7. Ooh. Okay, let's go half of it. $1,000 lower. $1,000 lower than the 7? No. You're down to 1,000. Okay. How about 500 lower? 500 lower than the 10? Got it. 1,500. All of it higher. 1,500 higher than the 5? Yeah. 3,000. The 7 becomes your new base card. Moving up to the big bet. You gotta bet at least 1,300 of it. Change that card. All right, the 7 is now a 3. All of it. All of it higher. $3,000 higher than the 3. Yeah. $6,000. Got the card, change cards, 200. First card's a jack. All 200 of it lower. $200 lower than the jack it is. 400. Change that card. Which one? I'll take number 2. Number 2. The 7 is now a 5. Okay, I'll bet 400 higher. $400 higher than the 5. You got it. 800. Oh, right up the middle. 400 lower. Lower than the 7 for $400. No. Hey, you're down to 400, but we're gonna move the 8 up and add another 400. So now you have $800. What do you want to do? Let's change that card with number 1. Number 1. 8 is now an 8 again. Ooh, okay. $400 lower. 400 lower than the 8. You're right. 1,200. Okay, I'm going to play it safe. $600 lower. $600 lower than the 7. It is. 1,800. Okay. $900 higher. $900 higher than the 6. Right.
You got internet, right?
Yes.
I'm saying, so what is the bill? $240? The bill is what, $440?
Yeah.
So we gotta pay $220. We gotta pay half of that, which is $220. So I give up 110 and you give up 110. First I gotta see what I got. Might get paid tomorrow, so.
Change that card. All right.
You got 110 to put on it?
Yes.
And I'll give you. You want to pay it now so it won't back up again?
You got it. I'll do it tomorrow after I pay the rent.
No, son, we can do it right now. That way I won't have to wait and it won't be sick. I want to do it before they send me the next bill.
See what they say, everybody.